Hey mama, are you a multi-passionate mom who is juggling all the things, nursing a baby, battling laundry, trying to keep it together and keep a spicy marriage, and feeling like you're feeling all of it? What's up? I'm Ashley Carroll. I'm here to hold your hand through this process because I believe when you're ready to take control of your life, beat the limiting excuses, step into your own power, you can not only survive, but you can thrive. But you're gonna have to show up for yourself. It's time for me to tough love your way through prioritization, taking self-care seriously, getting rid of excuses, reconnecting with your family, kids, and spouse, and quite honestly, learning to love the chaos because the glory is in the journey. It's in the mess. In this podcast, you will find balance for busy mamas, navigating mom guilt, time management strategies, and everything in between with no fluff and lots of fun. Let's go. Hey friend, I hope you've had an amazing week so far. I'm so glad that you're listening in today. I'm so glad you're here. I hope that this episode, I hope that something today brings a smile to your face. I hope it's the sun shining on your face. Maybe it's a heart ballad in your car on a rainy day that you're just singing your heart out to without a care in the world, that the people next to you are probably watching you, actually wishing that they could let go and live life as fully as you, to be honest, because that's what people think. Every time I see somebody in the car and they're just like jamming out, I'm like, you go girl. Like, I want to be you, right? I never am like, oh my gosh, look at that person. Of course, like maybe I like giggle a little, but it's out of like joy and happiness that they're having so much fun. Anyways, so I hope you're having a good day. February went by so fast. I'm not ready for it. Our little girl is turning 11 this month. We've got to figure out a plan for her birthday, and then our son's birthday is in the next month because we have no house. So we cannot host a party. We have basically a mud pit right now. It's been raining, and we have 2 acres of mud everywhere, which is not ideal for a bunch of kids to come hang out at. So that is where I am at. But today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that, oh gosh, y'all, my husband should just have my podcast. Like, he's going to like laugh so hard right now. But there are things that I was talking to him about this last night. He said this thing to me several times, and I don't know what it was, but this last time, and maybe I talked about this in the last episode, but I've slept since then. I've since changed 20, 50 diapers since then. So I forget things. But he says things to me often, and it doesn't, like, it just goes one ear and out the other. Like, or I'm just so in the thick of it that it's like, okay, yeah, like I hear it, but I'm not letting it impact me. I'm not listening. I'm not actually taking in the meaning of what he's saying. And so the other day I could notice that I was in the thick of things, right? Like I have a tween who, oh Lord, like I didn't think tweenager years were until like you are actually saying 13, like 14. But who would have guessed that 11 would have been so dramatic, or 10 would have been? It's a lot. And so we're in that stage. And then we have a very sensitive 8-year-old or about to be 8-year-old, and then a toddler, of course. So I feel like I'm being pulled constantly. My emotions and in every ounce and different way of me that can be drained, it's drained right now. And so in the middle of the thick of it, I felt like my husband in passing was like, hey, like he just paused and stopped and said, hey, but don't forget to steal a moment of joy today. And I was just like, and he said that before, like, hey, steal moments of joy. Like, just take some time to steal a moment of joy for yourself. And I'm like, haha, okay, that's nice. Like, must be nice for you to say or to even think that would be possible. I have this to do and dinner to make and lunches to pack and back, laundry to do and beds to make. And, and so we get in our heads like that. And then we just are quick to be like, well, that's not possible. I couldn't possibly. How dare you? You don't know my day. And so then I really was thinking about it. And I was thinking, you know what? Would it kill me to steal a moment of joy? And so I started to implement that thought into my days. And I got to tell you, it has been such a blessing because it's like somebody else telling you and giving you the freedom to do a little bit extra for yourself that you would not have done yourself without that extra external motivation. For example, my toddler went down for his morning nap, and normally that's when I do my devotional, and I just do my devotional and usually maybe bring some water and sit in my bed. This day, I was like, since I started thinking about how I can steal moments of joy, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this enjoyable. I'm going to make myself a rice cake, the cinnamon rice cake with peanut butter and banana on top and honey, and then I'm going to make myself some tea to go with it, and I'm going to sit here and enjoy my devotional. And so I went to that length of not only just sitting there with my devotional, but how can I make it a moment of joy for myself? And then yesterday I was thinking, man, I really want a snack right now. I would really love some matcha, iced matcha, but then, to give me that extra energy, but I also am kind of hungry and I need something quick to fill me up for the rest of the day, because I'm going to start to do car pickup for all the kids and all the things, all the errands. And so I was like literally in our, faux kitchen and I was contemplating like, well, do I really need 2 drinks? I don't really. And if I'm going to make a smoothie, then I guess I don't really need matcha. Like, that's kind of ridiculous. I don't really need 2 things. And then I was like, well, if I have a smoothie now, that's so close to dinner. And what if I have a snack later? Like, you guys, this is my mind. And I think this is a lot of our minds, because we rationalize everything. We're trying to constantly make sense of it all. And we're also we have the habit of not going above and beyond for ourselves, because if it was for our kids, like, man, we're like, oh, you're going to have the donuts with the sprinkles that says your birthday on it, and then we're going to go do this, and then your special, treat, and blah, 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 right? Like, we don't think about it for a second. But when it comes to us, we try to, like, rationalize, oh, well, I don't really need that, and I'm just going to walk out the door anyway, so I'll just grab a stick of gum and call that good, and that'll, my saliva will sustain me for the rest of the evening. And it's so dumb, because for one, it's so bad for our bodies. It's so bad for our health for us to be thinking that way, because that's how we get in the situations of we fix our kids, their meals, and then we forgot about ourselves, and now we're just eating a handful of chips instead, and then we feel yucky, right? And this goes back to the last episode, like, man, you feel like you failed because you didn't eat right, and then you feel bad because you didn't eat right, and then you continue to believe that you suck at this and you're not healthy, and you feel low energized because of the food you're eating, and it's this vicious cycle, and it feeds itself and it feeds itself and it feeds itself, right? And so I think that this stealing a moment of joy mantra can be really life-giving, because it's just so simple. And in that moment, I was like, you know what? How can I steal a moment of joy? I'm going to make the smoothie and I'm going to make the matcha. Like, who says that I can't? Nobody. Right? Like, nobody is going to be like, you're double fisting today, ma'am? That smoothie and that iced matcha? How dare you? Right? Like, nobody cares. It's just us. So I want to encourage you that today in this short episode, because I felt like even though the idea is simple, this episode is short, and I don't have a lot of like tips or steps to give you. If you go throughout the day and when you find yourself saying, how can I steal a moment of joy, right? Like, something I have to do, like a devotional. Well, how can I turn this into a moment of joy for myself? Or maybe it's yard work. Well, how can I turn this into a moment of joy? I'm going to put in AirPods and I'm going to jam out to my favorite music. And I'm going to make myself a little fruity drink, a mocktail, right? While I'm cutting the rose bushes back, or it is having 2 drinks. It's stopping at Starbucks and spending the $5 on you every once in a while. It's doing those things that you wouldn't normally do because you deserve it, because we are just trying to not only survive, but like really enjoy the life and the moments that we have. And when you feel better, like when you're making deposits back into yourself, then you're showing up better for your kids. And then it's just a more enjoyable day for everybody. And don't you want that? Like, I don't want to get to the end of the day feeling like I'm depleted, but I didn't show up, because, man, that's what we do at the end of the day. We sit in bed and we're like, oh, I shouldn't have yelled at them like that. Or I should have spent more time with them. Or, man, I really wished I would have had that matcha. Or like when your husband, and then it causes resentment, because then your husband walks home and you see him with his Starbucks cup and you're like, how dare you? How did you have that? Must be nice. You got the time to get a coffee and I didn't. And most of the time it's because we prevent ourselves. It's not because we couldn't. It's because we didn't. We guilted ourselves into not doing it. And then when other people do it, now we feel resentful because they chose to give themselves life and we chose to deny and deprive ourselves. So just some food for thought to think about. And I want you to use that, like, how can I steal a moment of joy today? And just jump from moment of joy to moment of joy. Because that is what I've been finding has been giving me life and has been keeping me energized. So like, I just did a workout. Now my kiddo's napping, so now I just made myself a fancy little snack that I went above and beyond, right? Like, it's those little things where it's like, well, I could have had a cup of yogurt, but like, let me like make it joyous. Let me put some granola and like some bananas and a side of, whatever. And like, it's making it a little bit more enjoyable. in ways that we can handle. We can do it amidst the busyness, the chaos, and all the things. It's just those little touches that bring you joy. And so today, as you're going through your day, however busy, I want you to ask yourself, how can I steal a moment of joy? So if you're in car line and you know you're going to be stuck in car line for 20 minutes, don't rely on your phone to just scroll. Think about, what can I do in my car that would give me a moment of joy? Maybe it's reading that book because you've gotten onto yourself about, man, like I want to read books. What happened? I never have time to read my books anymore. Bring your book then, girl. Where's your book at? You got your phone out, but you didn't bring your book, right? And then you get down on yourself because a book's been sitting on your shelf for months. We have the ability to take control and not play victim to our days and our circumstances and the busyness that is motherhood. And we have the power to empower ourselves by reminding ourselves, how can I steal a moment of joy throughout this day to day? And it really only takes a second to think about it and then to do it. And don't question yourself, because that's where the time suck becomes, is when you're like trying to stand there and 10 minutes has gone by and you're like, well, what should I put in this yogurt of mine? And, like, don't overthink it. Just do it. Make the smoothie, make the matcha, make the, eat the peanut butter cup and the Reese's Pieces. I don't know. Do things that will give you a little bit of joy, will make you smile, sending your husband a sweet text, picking the flowers from your garden, putting them in a vase. I don't know what it is, but it's those small things throughout the day that can bring you joy. So today, like I said, I want you to think about that in days forward. How can I steal a moment of joy today and do it? Don't question yourself. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful. I want to hear how you guys are utilizing this and what you're finding and what you're doing. Like, so hop in the So She Grows Mom Community on Facebook. You can search So She Grows Mom Community. I don't know if you can search my name and find the group, but you can if you want to try. Ashley Carroll, 2 R's, 2 L's. And see and comment in there and be like, oh my gosh, I tried this today. Instead of just, I don't know, sitting in the potty while I was pooping and doing nothing, I journaled while I was sitting in the potty and pooping, right? I don't know. Whatever it is, share it. And we can encourage each other to steal moments of joy, not only today, but to continue on throughout the rest of the year. So that is all. I don't know what my obsession is with pooping right now. I just feel like I'm very aware of it because of our RV life right now. There's just a lot of septic tank stuff going on and toilet issues. And so that is my life. Welcome to Ashley's Brain 24/7. Anyways, if you found this helpful in any way, as always, subscribe, share with another mom friend so she can join in on us and she can live a life that isn't so bombarded with just surviving and the minimal and feeling like that's just how it is. Like, girl, we want to thrive together. We want to rock this thing. We want to enjoy this short season that we have because, it does go by so fast. The days are long. The years are short. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Bye.